Girlfriend Advice of the Week, Social Media and Relationship No-Nos, episode number 108. Hey everybody, welcome to this week's Morning Sip. This is where your sip happens, or you know what? You just don't give a sip. I'm your host, Nina Babel, who's unapologetically her edgy self every week. You can find me on ninababel.com. So this is what I want you to do. Grab your mug and start sipping.
It's time for the percolator. It's time for the percolator. It's time for the percolator. It's time for the percolator.
Welcome to the Keep It 100 Girl podcast. And if you're not familiar with the term Keep It 100, it simply means this. Nina keeps it real and true. In her conversations, there's no filter, no judgment. And you know what? Girlfriend keeps it real. On my podcast, we overshare. We tell it like it is. No sugarcoating. Moving on, this is a super short episode, right? So every other Friday, we do a morning sip where I say, hey, everybody, it's coffee o'clock. And this is where you get your coffee while Nina does the talking. Today, I'm reinforcing a message that you guys are totally familiar with. It's nothing new, but I'm just putting that Nina Girl Love spin on it. Where I'm reminding you millennial youngins out there who grew up on social media to listen up, because this episode is for you. And it's all about those no-nos and how soon is too soon to be doing the whole social media thing when you're dating and or in a relationship. So mainly we're going to be talking to women who've either done some stupid stuff, they snooped, or you know what, they just have some advice when it comes to social media girl etiquette. So how soon is too soon when it comes to social media and broadcasting your biz, your relationship biz? My story? Look, you will never know who I'm talking to or dating, ever. However, I did do a taste test. I was talking to this guy a few years back, and you know, he took me out of my comfort zone. We went hiking, took some pics, and I posted them. Then all of a sudden, can you take down those pictures on Facebook? I was like, okay. I had probably 10 seconds of 10 different emotional feelings. One of confusion, anger, embarrassment, relationship check, and lastly, he got put on notice mentally. It was just a matter of time before I decided when and if I was going to pull that plug. You know, technology adds a different layer to a relationship, right? It's now either a form or a source of support, communication, or tension. Really, it is. So now we're going to take it beyond relationship. We're talking family, marriage now. According to family law firm McKinley Irvin, they're saying 1 in 3 marriages end because of an online affair, listen up, Facebook, and Match.com. Check that out. And you know what? I'm going to add Tinder to the mix. Even though they didn't, I am. They're all playing big roles in the reason for people divorcing. And the problem with Facebook is this. Look, all the evidence is right there. Unless you're smart enough to delete your tracks, your breadcrumb trail, which most of you aren't. So, moving on. This is what is important to know. As McKinley Irvin points out, what a partner shares online can be shared in the courtroom, people, especially during a divorce case. Let's hone in on this for a second, because 81% of the American Academy of Matrimonial, for those of you who are struggling with that word, means marriage lawyers, have used social media as evidence in cases, with the top 3 being this. State of mind while on social media, communications on it, and the time and place of said events. So you want to be extremely careful, people, because those are the three angles these attorneys are going to take when you're in the courtroom with your boo, your ex-boo, your husband, your ex-husband, whoever. All right, so we talked about the no-nos, at least some of them. Let's talk relationships now, because this is what I do. I spoke to my HR subject matter expert girlfriend on social media, and this is what her advice is to all millennials.
Be careful, be smart, because things you do in your 20s can still have a rippling effect in your 40s. Be smart.
So are you saying, like, from a relationship perspective, or like food, or
everything with social media? Put yourself out there, like, in a negative way, because like what I'm learning about these young kids staying out and posting nudes and stuff, things you do in your 20s can impact you in your 40s.
This is a perfect example of a college senior who has to change her online profile due to her relationship snafus on social media. Check it out.
I did blast my ex online, but he had like 5 other girlfriends, so I feel as though it was deserving. And he was a horrible person. He spread a lot of rumors about me, which were lies. So I definitely think he deserved it at the time. I was very young. But now that I'm older, I definitely realized I could have just told him, well, you know, this isn't going to work because you're a horrible person, as opposed to blasting him online. So
was that like via social media?
It was on Twitter. Okay. It was, all of Black Twitter was pretty much involved. Had a lot of people in my mentions. Had to change my name after a while because I didn't want that, to come up when people searching me. But all in all, I did eventually apologize to him for doing that, even though I definitely think he deserved it. It was wrong of me to actually put his personal business out there on social media. So,
announcing your relationship or breaking up on social media is a clear no-no. We don't care. We don't care. Don't put yourself out there. Here's what these girls had to say about this exact thing.
No, that's nobody's business. I'm very open to people. Like, if we're talking like this, I'm very open to people. But social media, if you see my social media, you would think I had no boyfriend. You would ask, like, where did my baby appear from? Like, that's nobody's business.
You see, I like this next chick. She's kind of like a chip off the old block. Lisa says you wouldn't know she has a social media account. But I'm not going to steal her thunder. I'm going to let her explain.
I think that's like kind of attention seeking. So I wouldn't really do that because it's like, okay. And then also, if you do that, then people are going to be all in your business. Oh, let me go look. Let me see what he's doing and all of that.
Sean is in her 20s and she's a senior in college. She has had a few confrontations with her current boyfriend due to social media. And this goes back to what I was talking about earlier, It just adds the tension to a normal, copacetic relationship.
Well, social media, I didn't have the password, but I definitely looked to see who was commenting and things like that. But I never went through his phone or anything like that.
So did you find anything, or you just kind of...
Some girl saying a bunch of stuff. He's like, I don't know her. She's from California. I never met her before, blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm.
So you just kind of make a mental note of it?
Yeah. But I definitely told him to unfollow her, stuff like that.
All right, so that wraps up another episode of Morning Sip. Hope you enjoyed today's gulp. Was this episode good for you? Look, I just wanted to focus on the role of people in social media, because what's going to happen is you are going to become a terrible partner once you mix the two. And especially if you do it into that 0 to 1 year time frame, right? This is what happens. You complain, you nag more. In some cases, you're naughty, you're ignorant, you're indifferent, and even might show a lack of respect to your partner. These are just some of the things, or the symptoms that social media will do to your relationship. And then, of course, distractions begin to the nth power when you start to focus your life on social media, period. And I thought this was interesting. I was reading a Women's Health magazine article, and it was titled, "Don't Let Your Social Media Wreck Your Relationship." And I was like, oh, perfect. But previous research has shown this. At the time, doctoral candidate Russell Clayton studied at the University of Missouri. And this is what Dude said. He indicated that the more a person in a romantic relationship uses Facebook, the more likely they're going to monitor their partner's Facebook activity more stringently, which affects and leads to feelings of jealousy. Yeah. Also, his study found that excessive Facebook users are more likely to connect or reconnect with other Facebook users, including your exes, your hotline blings, which you know what? It's going to lead to emotional and physical cheating. In fact, true story, just last week, I get a friend request and I'm like, who's this? Why do I know this name? Then I was like, ugh, why do people do this? I haven't seen Talk to You for many reasons, and I haven't done that in years. Why are you effing friending me? Block. All right, people, so you get the gist, right? Be careful, be selective, and just, if you're going to pursue it, just don't take it on personally, right? Don't tell your girlfriends. That's going to add fuel to the fire. We've all been there, done that. You got to take the high road with social media, especially when you're in a relationship. Now, if Dude is obviously posting pictures with girls, then you have a problem. But once you start snooping, there's no end to it. That's our nature. It's our DNA. We're hunters and we're gatherers. We like to gather, and you need to stop. All right, that's my Keep It 100 moment. So regular episodes of the Keep It 100 Girls Show, you remember we drop every Tuesday or Wednesday. That's been kind of the trend, but you get the gist. It's every week. We're on iTunes, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, SoundCloud, Google Play Music, Auto Radio, as well as TuneIn Radio. Don't forget, review the show on iTunes. I rely on it totally. You just press that purple icon on your iPhone and you're going to mash it up with a 5-star review, a description, and a little hey, just to let me know you've been there, done that. And let me know a little, hey, Nina. And you can do that by connecting with me on social media. I love Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat. And you know what? All you got to do is use the handle @NinaBabel to find me. Sip, sip, hooray. Remember to keep it 100 because Nina is over and out. Enjoy the rest of your week. In fact, enjoy the weekend. Smooches!